This is Ursa, the bear. She stands 18 metres tall and weighs 20 tons. And not only is she one of the biggest, most powerful trebuchets in the world, she is state-of-the-art in her design. We've got wheels on the side of them, which means we use manpower to load them. No longer do we need to use the traditional method of towing down the throwing arm using its either horses or oxen. Now we have borrowed this technology from medieval cranes, taking the wheels from the cranes and put them inside our war machine. So the technology that was once used to build castles, like our own at Warrick, are now being used to smash them down. So how does it work? While the two wheels are joined with a central axle, the rope is tied to the throwing arm and led down to a pulley at the back of the machine. Then the rope is connected to that central axle. The first in charge is the trebuchet master. She is ordered to put men into the wheels. 4 soldiers, 2 for each wheel. Their job is to simply walk inside those giant wheels, walking in this direction, turning the giant wheels around and turning the axle which points the rope and pulls down the throwing arm and lifts that wood box that's hanging in the centre. That is the counterweight balance, the source of our energy for our siege machine. And that counterweight box weighs 1 ton when it's empty. What we've done is placed a further 4.5 tons of rocks and rubble inside that box. So you have just witnessed, through their labour, all their lifting of 1.5 tons. Incredible. What's the fifth? Now the arm is down and the trebuchet master has engaged the tree. There is a metal hook which is successfully made available. This has been passed through the loop of the throwing arm. This acts as our release mechanism. Also, a little pin is placed underneath that hook to lock it into position, and then a chain led at the base of the trebuchet to the end of the arm, which means all 22 tons of Ursa's own weight is locking down that arm. We need these devices to ensure we cannot shoot this machine before it's ready. But as you can see behind me, the job of the winders is not done yet. They are ordered to split into 2 teams. One winder from each wheel steps out to operate a brake at the front, which leaves 1 winder left in each wheel. Their job now is to walk on for a second time, this time in this direction. Now the reason why they have to get back inside those wheels and walk the other way is because of that rope used to pull down the throwing arm and lift up the counterweight. That rope has now wrapped itself around the central axle. So if the trebuchet master was to pull the trigger with that rope tightly coiled around the axle, this machine will be destroyed. The axle torn from the heart of the machine, ripped out, thrown out of the back, and decapitating our trebuchet master in the process. So the winders now have the very important job of walking off the slack, making sure that Ursa has a free-flying arm. But they must be careful not to walk off all of the rope, because we still need some of it so we can start the winding and loading process once again. Because when it comes to a siege, we must be shooting this machine at least once every 6 minutes. Now once every 6 minutes, that's quite slow, so why do we use trebuchets when we've got cannon that can do the same kind of job but much quicker? Well, with cannons, you can create a breach in the city wall. Once that breach is met, you then have to send in your own men, soldiers to fight in the streets and in the buildings. And with close quarter medieval urban warfare, you have to be prepared to lose lots of your men. Perhaps half of your soldiers won't survive. Now Ursa gives us another option, because not only the trebuchets can launch projectiles at the city wall, but also throw them over the walls to make life for the inhabitants a living hell. So what can we throw? We can throw anything: rocks, fire, people, dead animals. It's a choice. If you want to fight it dirty, you can send dead carcasses into the city to hit the wells, so we can contaminate the water supply. Also, you can throw people. You can throw plague victims into the city to spread disease. Also, dead people, dead fallen soldiers for a bit of psychological warfare. Maybe even cut off their heads and send their heads flying over so that they can take their prisoners. But the one thing medieval man was most frightened of was fire, and most of the internal structures of the city at the time will be made of wood with thatched roofs, so we can launch fireballs from our trebuchets. If we can launch fireball after fireball and create a raging inferno within the city, well then, they simply have a choice. They surrender or they burn. So this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, we will be launching a fireball. Organized a chain. Attached to that chain is a rope. These are both led down the centre channel, and then the hoop is hooked to the pin at the end of the yard. Now at this stage, we are almost ready for launch. The loader has been ordered out of the machine into the safety zone, while the trebuchet master does her final checks, making sure all is well on the island. Once she's happy, she steps to the back and takes off the safeties. First of all, she takes off the chain. Then with a steady hand, slides out the firing. The trebuchet is now live and ready to launch. The trebuchet master now steps off, takes the rope which is attached to the trigger, and orders the lighting of the projectile. Add fire. The torch is placed onto the ball, and the flames begin to build in the heart of the machine. Now this is where our trebuchet master must hold her nerve. If she pulls that trigger too early, the ball will go out mid-flight and be useless. And if she waits too long, then her trebuchet will be on fire. So she holds. And she holds. We launch! There it goes. Flying through the air at 200 miles an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, the Warwick Castle trebuchet! That is not achieved without an awful lot of hard work, so let's hear a huge